Hi guys, Andy Evans here, podcast 54, Aevo guitars. I thought I'd just do a quick update. This one, this prototype that I made, just sanding it down at the moment. 320 grit, Cubitron 3N sandpaper. It's very good. It's the latest one by 3M. It lasts forever and it cuts really well. Lasts forever. It comes in this like purple colour. So if you want some really good sandpaper, that's the way to go. Cubitron 2 is the name. Okay, I was just thinking about finishes, you know, and gloss finishes and matte finishes and satin finishes, oil finishes. And I keep planning on doing some satin ones, you know. Satin guitars, I quite like them. I like them over time when they sort of shine up naturally, you know, by your arm rubbing here and rubbing on your clothes, you know, the back of it. Eventually they get a nice patina to them. Because actually doing a gloss finish is quite a lot of work, you know, a lot of sanding, prepping, and then you've got to do a wet and dry sand at the end and polish it. So this might end up a satin guitar. It's amazing that a lot of these cheap guitars that are out there have got some high gloss finishes, because the actual finishing adds a lot of work to the time of making a guitar. And I always get to a certain stage and it starts looking shiny, and I start thinking, oh, let's go down the gloss route, you know, because I quite like shiny things. I think I'm a bit of a magpie, you know. So as I say, I just thought there's a debate on finishing guitars and what lacquer you use and all that, and there's a thing about making the wood breathe, which I'm pretty convinced the wood's dead, you know. So I don't think it's that important to use. I think people like this nitrocellulose stuff, you know. Oil. I mean, if you really want to let it breathe, just oil it. If you think that's the way to go, letting the wood breathe, just oil the guitar. And I quite like an oil finish. Okay, so I'll put that to the side. I was just having a think about that. This is you've seen this one before. This is the scrap flame maple left from like a Gibson cutout. I glued it together. I'm going to make it semi-acoustic. I'm sort of going to go with this one. I was thinking about yachts actually. I work on yachts and I fix up old classic sailing yachts, you know, from 100-year-old sailing yachts, and I'm going to go down a nautical theme with this one. I was thinking about it last night. Most old classic yachts, like mahogany yachts, you know, from sailing yachts from 100 years ago, they normally have a bit of mahogany, they have a bit of teak, a bit of white paint, some bronze on it somewhere. So this is going to be a nautical themed semi-acoustic, maybe it's probably going to have a P90 pickup in it and some F-holes. So my plan is it's going to have a white back, a carved back, painted just with oil paint, hand painted. The front's going to be flame maple, the side's going to be flame maple, the front's probably going to be coloured slightly. I'm going to use spar varnish, just brush it by hand. That'll be an interesting podcast, building it up with a brush. You can get quite a good result with a brush, you know, if you use a nice new brush, use the correct additives in your lacquer to make it flow out, your varnish I should call it actually. So that's the plan with this one. I'm going to get some inlays. I saw some beautiful ship inlays and anchor inlays on the internet. Andy DePaul, he makes them, so I'm going to order some inlays of him. So it's going to be a nautical themed guitar. And I was thinking about a stop tail actually, a cleat. If you don't know what a cleat is where you wrap your line around when you come ashore, tie the boat to the quay. You wrap your line is a rope, around the cleat, and you can buy bronze ones. And I was thinking, they'd make a great stop tail. And also they have bronze exhaust vents, and like the old Telecasters used to have that cover over the bridge. I was thinking about using one of those. They'd look quite stunning. So stay tuned for that. I've got some great ideas for this. The other thing that's on the way is I glued the neck on this guitar, the Gibson. On my last podcast I was putting some colour on it, and I actually on the last podcast I lacquered it, but I've actually put some colour on it. There's not much. It's got a bit of an orange tint, and it's got a bit of a sort of a brownish tint around the edges. So that's the colour I'm going for. I'm going to try and get a nice traditional type look going on. It's going to have a P90 pickup on here, just a single pickup. Keep it quite simple for now. Gold hardware. I might even do a matte finish on this. It looks quite nice matte. All right, short and sweet one this week. Very short and sweet, but anyway, there you go. If you want to press the subscribe button or leave me a message, please do so, and I'll see you next time.